What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're doing something with foundation. This is a foundation that literally, I don't know why, it's been out for years and years and years and years and years, and people have literally talked about non-stop about how this is their holy grail foundation, and why I've never tried it, I'm not sure. I've tried a ton of foundations out there, especially when people talk about it a lot, but for some reason I've never tried this until today. So if you're curious what is on my face right now and why I am so freaking impressed, bittersweet kind of, because I'm bitter because why did I wait this long to try it? Sweet because what up, it's a good foundation, you know what I mean? So if you'd like to see this foundation or what foundation I'm talking about, then just keep watching. Okay, so you may be wondering what foundation I'm speaking of, and honestly it's been a holy grail in so many people's makeup stash. Like, this has been like a holy grail foundation for like so many people that I know of, but I don't know why I've never tried it. I don't know. But it's literally gonna be my first time trying it. At this point, you know, of course I recorded the intro after I've done put it all on my face, so I'll have a better impression then, but for right now this is literally my first time trying it. I have not even seen if this foundation matches me or not. I ordered it online. Go ahead and click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and give this video a huge thumbs up. I'm doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. We are not far from there at all. I'm going to be giving away an Ulta gift card or AirPods, winner's choice. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. That's JOS_Vanity, and you are entered for that. And as soon as I hit 1K subscribers, I will post the winner in a video around that time. So without further ado, this is the foundation I'm speaking of. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup, and you guys are probably thinking, what the heck? This foundation has been around forever. We've already seen reviews. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but literally I've never tried it. So I'm gonna be like, you know, if this foundation has been around for as long as it has and I've never tried it and this is like the best foundation I've ever tried, I'm gonna be sad. But happy at the same time. Bittersweet moment. But I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in and get started. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in just a little bit, and I went ahead and clipped my hair back so I don't have foundation all on my hair, even though it will always end up there. It always does. And I went ahead and just prepped my skin. I did like a good exfoliating and face wash this morning, and then the only primer that I used under here was actually a moisturizer. It was the Vitamin C Face Base from Bobbi Brown. Really enjoyed that for oily skin. Okay, so let's open up. I got the shade 3-in-1 Ivory Beige. I don't know if it'll focus, but that's the shade I got. It's supposed to be a neutral undertone, so let's see. So some of you may have seen this so many times, but if you haven't, this is a really nice glass packaging. I've seen this packaging before in Ulta. But yeah, it's like really, it's like that frosted glass. It has, how much product does it have in this? Okay, so it's not on the bottle, but okay, so on the packaging on the unicarton, it says it's 1 fluid ounce, which is completely standard for foundation. Has this gold top. It's really pretty, like, elegant packaging to me. But the only unfortunate thing is it literally is like, let's see. Yeah. It is like the old-fashioned just dump top, and I'm not about that. But the weird thing about it is typically I pour out I pump out my foundation on like a flat palette anyways and apply it that way. So I don't know how much different it'll be, but it will be a little more messy because you have to pour it. But you can buy a separate pump for this foundation. I just didn't grab it. I should have, but you can, because I think a lot of people complained about that, and like I said, it's been out for years, so they made some improvements. Okay, so I'm just going to dump a little bit of this out on this little eyeshadow palette. Basically, I'm real fancy when it comes to that. But yeah, this can get really messy really quick. I already feel it coming. So what I'm going to do, I am going to get a pump if I really enjoy this. It looks like it's going to mash me, but we're going to see. I'm going to take like what excess like poured out on the side of this thing, as you can see, and just kind of pick it up on my sponge. Does it match me? I don't know. I can't tell yet. Okay, so I'm going to pick up what I did pour out. Oh yeah, it matches me. Let's just hope it doesn't change color at all. Like, We don't need it to oxidize is what we don't need it to do. Does it have a smell? No. It doesn't seem to have a scent, so that's good for some people. I don't mind the scent as long as it's not like overpowering. I am going to do one side with the beauty sponge and then one side with the makeup brush, because I have seen where I've watched this in the past where people really enjoy this foundation. Oh, that is so pretty. Really enjoy this foundation with a brush, but I'm all about a beauty blender, so of course I'm going to try it that way first, and then, you know, if people like really recommend it being done with a brush, of course I'll try it out that way as well. So it doesn't look super matte or super drying. It looks like a very natural finish on my face, as you can tell. It's a good match. It might be a tad too warm, but I can always add like a tint of blue in my foundation mix in to get that. I don't see it's going to be, I don't think there's another shade that's going to be any closer than this. But here is the difference. This side versus this side with the foundation, with the beauty blender. So let me grab a foundation brush and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye foundation brush. It's the dual-ended brush from them, and I'm going to use this side and pour out just a little more product. I'm not liking this pouring thing. I feel like I could easily waste a lot of product this way. So, like I said, if I love this, I am going to have to get a pump. But we're just going to dip into that and see what it looks like with a brush. Whoa. I feel like I'm getting more coverage with the brush, which is so weird. Well, no, it's not weird. I take that back. Usually you can get a fuller coverage with a brush and then blended with the beauty blender. A more blended look, because I guess because the beauty blender soaks up some of the product. But like I said, I feel like it blends a lot better with the beauty blender. So I'll always, even if I use a brush, I'll always go back over it with the beauty blender to blend it in. But I don't know, I think I like the brush side better. So I might just kind of dab over the, look at that, that's the brush side, beauty blender side. So I feel like it's a lot like more of like a true medium cover over here, when I feel like over here it's like full coverage. Yeah, I'm going to dab a little bit more over here on this side. I don't want to cake it up too much. I kind of just want to see what it'll do by itself. So next time I do it, next time I wear it, I will definitely just go ahead and go in with the brush. And I'll even try it one time with just the beauty blender to try out that medium coverage, because you know sometimes foundations wear better with different, like how you layer them. So this might wear good no matter what, but some foundations wear good like only if you wear that one layer. Do you know what I mean? So I'll definitely try that out as well. But wow, this is like looking really good. I'm just gonna be honest, I really thought I don't want to waste that. I'm about to pick it up on my finger and scoop it back in, because I think I'm done as far as like I don't need any more coverage. But like, whoa, look, my face looks incredible. What the heck? Do you see are y'all seeing this? But I have a lot left over and I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to scoop it up on my finger and scrape as much back into that bottle as I can. Okay, so as it's drying down, I feel like it's keeping its finish, like it's that natural finish. I'm kind of going over, I didn't add any more product to this. I'm just blending out around the eye area and just really pressing the foundation into the skin, just so it's not like sitting on top, which I feel like sometimes the brush, using a brush can do that. Just leave it sitting in place. God, I really love the way my skin looks. What do y'all think? Also, I know this is like a holy grail for people already. It's just crazy because I've never tried it. So if you have tried it and this is your holy grail, please leave a comment down below and let me know how much you love it. If you still use it, or what's something similar that you use now that you like better. And now I'm going to go in with the Believe Beauty Concealer in the shade Light Beige. This has been like my go-to concealer lately because I feel like it is, first of all, this color is like perfect for brightening under my eyes. I feel like it just really brightens under there. Second, because it's like not a super full coverage, but it like it's not heavy, I guess is what I'm saying, because it does completely cover like everything I need it to cover, my dark circles and whatnot, but like it's not heavy at all. Like it blends in seamlessly. So we're gonna see if it works that way with this foundation as well. It's done it with every other foundation I've used, so let's see. Okay, I'm just going to take my Eco Tools beauty sponge and just kind of blend. I've noticed that I can, no matter what I do, most foundations crease right there on my chin, but I think it's because I'm putting too much concealer on my chin. So I'm trying to steer away from that. So I just kind of put it down at the bottom to brighten my chin instead of all over my chin. But so just like it normally does, it's blending seamlessly in. I need to go ahead and get my powder ready so I can go ahead and set this as soon as I place it down. So the powder I've really been enjoying lately, I feel like it really blurs but also sets really well, is this Mary Kay Ivory Foundation Powder. So it's actually a foundation. It's not like a translucent powder or nothing. It does have coverage, but a little bit of coverage, not enough to even like matter to where you can't set your face with it. Like, cause I got the shade Ivory, which is like, I bought it off from a friend. If you guys have not seen the video about supporting other people's dreams, I mentioned her in that video. I'll link it above here and you guys can go check it out. But I bought it from a friend, and I've really actually been enjoying it a lot. Like I've been using it like non-stop. Cause I don't know if it's because it's like a foundation, but it really like blurs like my face, like my pores disappear. I really enjoy that. I'm gonna do, like, a lot of people when they do foundation reviews, I always blend out my creases, but a lot of people when they do foundation reviews, they don't set their face or like with setting spray or powder or anything like that. Not me. I do my face like I normally would and see how the foundation performs according to that, because if I always set my face, I'm not going to review a foundation without my face set, because it's not like I'm ever going to wear it that way. You know what I mean? So I want to see how it performs like how I would normally wear it. Okay, so now that my face is completely set, before I bake or anything, I want to take a look at it up close and just see what my face looks like. It looks really good. Like, I don't see it clinging to any dry patches. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it looks really good on my skin. I don't really have much to say at this point. My biggest thing is I feel like between combination of stuff, is that I feel like you can make foundation look good. My biggest thing for me is the wear test. But the only thing I do notice is, I don't know if it was the concealer or what, but I feel like it picked up my foundation right here. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but I feel like it's never done that before. So maybe the concealer just doesn't work well with this foundation. But I'm just going to add like a little bit of coverage with my, with like a foundation powder, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just went in over that little area with this Tarte, what is this? Shape Tape Powder Foundation. It's just a pressed powder foundation. I just barely lightly took my beauty blender and just kind of damped into that powder and just barely pressed over it, just so redness wasn't coming through. You can kind of still see where it picked up the foundation, but at least that redness isn't peeking through, because I don't want to count that out when I do the end of the day like check in, because I am going to do this wear test. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just like bake my forehead. That's probably the only place I'm going to bake. I'm probably not even going to bake my under eye. But I'm going to bake my forehead because it always creases up there. And then I'm going to throw on the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and finished up my face. I really loved how everything applied on top of this foundation. I did do a review on a new highlighter, and I will link that up above here so you can see that, because I love the highlighter. It obviously is gorgeous, but this foundation looks bomb. Like, my face looks super smooth. Like, I really hope this lasts all day. I didn't put on a lip because I am about to go eat, and I'll just put on one after that, but I am going to do check-in, so I will see you guys in just a bit. It is 2:26 at the moment. I'm about to go pick up my little girl, and then I have to go, like I said, to the football game. It has been rainy and it is hot outside, so it's going to be humid. So I'm about to put this foundation to the ultimate test. So I will check in with you guys in just a bit. Okay, you guys, so this is the final check-in. The only check-in. I did take a picture right after I got done getting ready and left the house. I had the makeup on for about an hour at this point, and I just wanted to show you guys a picture of it in natural light, so I'll insert that here. And it is officially 10:13. I think I closed out at like 2:20, so I've had it on for almost a full 8 hours. And y'all, I'm just gonna be honest with you, the only difference I see in my skin from the first time I applied it to now is that it feels like it like maybe melted into my skin a little bit more. I've not touched up at all. I've not applied 1 ounce of setting powder, and this is 8 hours in. Now I know I told you guys that I was going to a football game and I was going to be out in the heat and all that stuff, but the game got canceled because of the rain, so I did not do that. However, I did get out of the house in the humidity. I did go out in the rain because when we got home, well, I took the kids out because they were really excited about that football game, and when it got canceled, they were upset. So I took them to Chick-fil-A, and on our way back home, it definitely looked like it was about to storm, so I hurried and got out, and then it started raining, so I did get rain all over my face. Nothing came off at all. Like, after I was like, my face was wet, I just took my shirt and kind of like dabbed it off because I knew that I had to do this check-in, and nothing came off. Like, nothing ran at all. So I'm assuming this is waterproof. I don't know if it claims to be, but I'm assuming. It is definitely transfer proof. Several times during the day was like pressing on my hand to see if, like, even if I had a little bit of oil breakthrough, if it would transfer at all, and literally nothing came off. I took my shirt, I took a white towel, and just pressed and pressed, and nothing came off. So it is transfer proof. But literally, also I was washing bottles for my little boy and splashed water all up in my face, which that was no different than the rain, but nothing happened. I ate a grilled chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A and thought for sure at this point I would at least have some cracking and settling or some separation right through here on my mouth, something. But I went and looked in the mirror, and I have 0 settling in my smile lines. Like, none. The only settling that I notice is maybe a touch right here, but just barely, like not even enough to complain about because it's been 8 hours. But I sit like this all the time. So 9 times out of 10, actually almost always, except for this foundation, I have at least some creasing right through here. And I do have just a tad, but not even enough to say I would say creasing. Like, honestly, it might be a tad settling. My lipstick did transfer on my chin. That is not separation of foundation. It was when I was eating that sandwich. It like went down here, and instead of wiping off the lipstick, I just kind of left it just so like I wasn't like wiping off makeup at all. So that's lipstick. That's not like separation. The only other thing is I noticed there was a little bit of gathering in the corners of my nose, but it happens almost all the time. That is not like a setback for me. I literally, like, my face isn't even oily. Like, I don't even know like what, like, look, can you see? There's nothing on my hands. I don't even know like what like this voodoo magic is. The only thing that I did notice, first of all, I did use a brush, so it does apply a thicker layer. So next time, I think, just because just to see how it performs, honestly. I'm just going to use a beauty blender because, as you guys know before, half my face with the beauty blender did like a medium coverage, where the brush half did like a full coverage. And I enjoy medium coverage sometimes, so I am going to try medium coverage. And then I'm also going to try doing building to a full coverage with a beauty blender and not using brush. I'm just curious to see how that looks, because almost always if I use a brush, I get that gathering in my nose, and I think it's just because it applies more product than when you use a beauty blender that soaks up some of the product. However, the only thing that I did notice is that when this product was drying down and when I left, it does feel like it's like locked in on your face. Like, I don't mind that, because I feel like it's not going anywhere, but I know people that don't like that feeling. Like, it literally just like, it didn't get really drying at all. It definitely continued to stay that natural, like, soft finish. It was not like a super drying matte at all, but it definitely felt like it like set, if that makes sense. And it felt like that for a while, and then I kind of got used to it, I guess, because now that I'm thinking about it, I can kind of still feel that feeling. But it did that, I believe, because I feel like that it didn't just feel like that, that it actually did that, because like it didn't go anywhere. Like, there's no settling. And like I told you guys before, like, I always get settling right there on my chin. Like I said, that's lipstick right there, but right above it is where the crease is, and it's not settled at all. There's no settling in my smile lines at all. Like, I don't... What took me so long? That's all I have to say. This is something else I have to say, because it is a full coverage foundation, but I also believe that if I use a beauty blender, I will prevent this. But like, when you use a full coverage foundation, it is a lot harder to make it like blend down your neck. Like, even if it's the exact color, obviously your neck is not a solid color. There is some like your veins and discoloration. So when it's a full coverage foundation, you can kind of see, but I was able to blend that out. When I got to the car and I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, and like I could, it was the same color, but it was just, this is full coverage, whereas my neck is not like a smooth one solid color. Do you know what I mean? So I did, when I got home, that's the only spot I did touch was my neck, and I just kind of blended over it with like a powder, just kind of change up the texture a bit and kind of break up that foundation a little bit, but also blend, and it did fine. So now it looks normal. And yeah, so I don't know, dude, this is like awesome. It's so awesome. And my highlighter held up really well as well. But you guys, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love this foundation. I did want to show you guys, just, you could hop off here if you want, but when I did order the foundation, they did give me a deluxe sample size of the Jouer Long Wear Lip Topper with coconut oil. In the shade Skinny Dip. Since my lipstick is pretty much off and only my lip liner is on, I just wanted to see what it looks like, because it looked really pretty swatched. Ooh, that is so pretty. It's a lip topper, so it usually goes on top of like a color. Ooh, that could be super pretty on top of like the perfect like nude matte. I was just curious. It smells very much like cupcakes, and I love that. Does anybody feel like that's like the typical smell for all lip products? And I don't mind it, because I really love that smell. It just makes me hungry. But anyways, that is it for today's video. Thanks for sticking it out. If you guys, again, love this foundation, or if it's ever been your holy grail, please drop in the comments why, if it is still your holy grail, why it's your holy grail, and if it's not, what foundation did you choose over it, because I'm very curious to see. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye!